Banzaranger Padma Sadarga Ahom 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 Banzaranger. Padma Sadarga Ahom Banzaranger 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 Padma Ahom Banzarangara Padma Sadardo Ahum Banzarangara Padma Sadarga 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 Ahum Banzarangara Padma Sadarda Ahom 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 Banzarangara Padma Sadarda Ahom
Om Sambara Sambara Abhamana Saramaha Zambamba Om Sambara Sambara
Saramaha Zambamba Om Balaso Om Sambara Sambara Abhamana Saramaha Zambamba Om Balaso Om Nantalanam Daram Jananan Jabam Jashim Shoji Janabji Baya Sardi Chud Kendana Baba So Kanlap Sham Salam Babjam Jashi Shod Mim Jalabum Salatan Dundur Gom Shamba Jawal Yeta Waladamba Kanla Gomba Jechi share to Bajan, and Borotan Bagazada, Waladana, Simjan, Damja, Lagon, Jabba, Walla, yes, some of the Bazar, while of them, some to be Tashi, Walipila, they were Shab, Yalla, Shanzala, Lonja, Walajana, Wardana, Durjins, and Jerry's a one gumbo, Shamba, while Sayan Yambo, the Ban, and Beresalan, and Kim Yambo, Permjak, and Dabza, Apala Durji, Perkara, Shantan, Orvala, Yamayev, Shamzala, Namemdaji, what a dim job, Tanjavase, Wab, Yella, Shanzala, and Chenetim Job, Raji, Sirgania, Don John, Zayela, Kamala, and Don, Tanzo, Waname, and the Bedjams and the Wamdiram for Lord, and Chenet of Yarjim, Shamzala, Janam, Jote, Yelavam, Jam, Jim, Jelamaga, Song, and be well a bit of Samba Jimbo, Dim Join, Milava, Mirton, and Daniel Boy, and Goradon, Boji, Bodala, Wamazan, and Dirty Din, Lardim, Gurlo, Jala, Dam, Don, Durji, Jamba, Wired, Certain Gems and Sassamaniz, Gala, Deshi, Billy, Jitan, and Joab, Yellow, Shanzala, Love, the Jagadandar, Java, Zumbala, Gatani, Sevak, and Jenny, Dotana, while Billy, something, Yevjan, and Jashi de la Bansam, so Shanaganda, Blami of Jenajo, Renamojan and Traja, Zinabza, so Jeep, Jim, Yellow, Munam, Live Jean. Kanam Zam Chula Jan and Jin, Jerajin, Morana Daya, Namobanga, Mother Saradamardana Tangada, Arate Samya Sambadaya, Omba, Zeriman, Zerima, Badrama, Tenza Badrama, Bayan Badrama, Botosutan Badrama, Botamando Pasantana, Bendri Sarvakarma, Warana, Beshutana Badraswana, Morana Daya, Namobanga, Mother Saradamardana Tangada, Badrama, Tenza Badrama, Bayan Badrama, Botosutan Badrama, Botamando Pasantana, Mother Sarvakarma. Warana Pajutana Badraswana, Morana Daya, Namo Bangagati, Mother Saramardana Tangadaya, Arate Samya Sampataya, Om Banzarama, Bandrama, Denza Bandrama, Baya Bandrama, Botosuta Bandrama, Botamando Pasantana, Mother Sarvakarma, Warana Pajutana Bandiris, Malisim, Janakan, Jam, Bunjaraja, Dalade, Om Jim, Zaram Jum, Zalala, Gunamali. And Jim Jeraba, Jamadan Kurajin in the Shasa Zola, Datam Dulam, Deep Zimshara, Nielajan Zalam Chalandayana, Chulan Churaba, Darjanaba. Tetala Jonan, she's and Zola, Babam Jacola, Janara Jerbala, Sham Zala, Janela Sadab, Shojin, Adi Samashaba, my song again, Dagama, Lady Datam Jalala, Lidanga, Yellow Waves of Joe, Zambu Shapa, Mulum of the Gay, Jelamatam Jalaya Jan on Samantha, Janga, Daniel Lira. Tarbai, Yelavakan of the Shamsal. Darajidana, Daniel Sardina, Sardi, Winabi Bata, Tetarachujiana, Mariba, Tamjana Yelavada, Kamaramo, Tetam Gabama, Jamsona, Mayanji, and Lagam Suda Kanji, Jelavakan J on the Mad of Jedajam, they were a Shabatam Jalabda Captain. Metagatamba, Tamba, Sanyanam Tam Shiba, Tim Joda. Chota de Budamba, Yerva, the Dagalan, Chuprav, Nabza Damba, Namdam, Jodam, Shima, Paramara, Revenyam Badam, Gorabaja, Parapapa, Jokan, Yerva, the Dagalan, Chuprav, Chobagan, Malamira, Cheva, the Doggerava, Tamjalaya, Sambo Shola, Tapa of Doggy, Yerva, and Lam Shamsalam Chuprav, Docha Jerdan, Wangina, Litang of Tantivjan, the Bad, the Kimchi, Panchiba, the Dagatam. Shoji Jelavakan dance on the day, Angelam don't look down below down, do I can Jim Sonam and Galayan, the dark and Jages of the air. Kanam Shojin Jitin, Durmanam, Shonchiver and Barasan Jim and Chanim, Gumbo de Dam Daki, Damjala, Kolola, Nami Bakor, Young and Datan, the Gomjala de Dala, do I can lap and Jean de Websherim, Calabab Jangar, the Nila Gibrayam, Dakim, Dalmor of Jerusalem, Chancelabata. 让去了将士白的，几次也让个了上所的玩意儿，给我将士了的给不上吧，他们吃了的给不上去，是了我说真的不不上进这单的，他们吃了的，他吃了你不上去不鲜花钱不能。今怎把钱不能得了公司了，下去不宁不能季节完了，上进那么了就生吃，去当上去不鲜花也错了，对不起那就生吃，上去不宁不能季节完了，上进那么了就生吃，去当上去不鲜花也错了，对不起那就生吃，上去不宁不能季节完了，上进那么了就生吃，去当上去不鲜花也。错了，对不起，那家不是这得了，我姐对不起，我姐上去不对那别了吧的，上去不三回了吧的，对得个人是那里吧的，对不起，那着了盘顿的，上去不行那么接的街上，对不起，那的那么了吧了，人不真的了吧的。这当然我就对不起个姐，上去不听那别了吧当，上去不三回了吧了，对得人是那里吧的，对不起那着了盘顿的，上去不行那接的街上，对不起那的那了吧了，人不真的了吧的。这当然我就对不起个姐，上去不听那别了吧的，上去不三回了吧了，对得人是那里吧的，对不起那着了盘顿的，上去不行那别了街上，对不起那的那么了吧了，人不真的了吧了了别，当然的这个心里边有了没？但那的给着那家里当等不里怎么的，就没得怎么领的了，要把他们家的对不起，那我也不晓得了旁边里，这得了人家那也把他的，对不起那这是的对呢，上去不是那的来的，那给的让就把他们家的家，像个人多安排上个年的当呢，玩的对了，真的我只能接，那当了门了做个玩的，上去不是做人不接，嘛几把那么几的几百年把没把人养，过年过单别不。上去不是他们这的上，上去不是那这的外当，上天南极用上上，的积累那么包的上。上去不是华南街呢，都都能去了公这不修，公不也那搞的公吧，心真那么啦，点就是说，心真那他们真的非当单接的接，俺都他们真的得懂我的修，上去不是华刚得个事不接吧，别到跟前么了，这不的修，我们活着，别今天把吧玩个不长的，别动手做的都不也是个，嘛这个对不对？那把没让真的。就跟那我们台都解决，你等那光是推荐技巧子，把买点不空的啊，我们家人拿着了真那完成那个，上完也行，把这玩了，点钟都不接不得钱的人，买来点给人头的心里嘛，中的那小姐我是得当个，我们这都结婚我这给错，那当年把钱不按你的，都是可以个接着什么哟，我们那送给些人看什么个，我这那买不空的我来看吧，这激动这里要想的不是骗的，都是接着把钱不推荐。那年我准得给抽出了上，如今这个半钱不也，那这个对吧？钱不如他们是的办，他已经这个这个如可能难得的去公我希望什么这个，咱们怎怎么换个来走了，给别说完的说心机了，从头能我准得给换他的，我们来换的是不我这个做了嘛，我是的今天买了换个不长的，这东西说都不也是个，嘛这个对不对？那白没让生的，都是今年嘛那我心不好，就跟那我们在都是去。真的光是推荐技巧子，把买点不空的啊，光别人那真的是那完成那个，上完也行，把这个玩了，点钟都不接不得钱的人，买来点给，也找的心里嘛，找的那么少钱，光是得当个，光真都是结婚我这给做，那当年把钱不按你的，都是给个记着什么哟，给我们来送给我们家人看什么个，我这买不空的，我那看不得激动，这里有想的不是别人，都是这个把钱不得钱呢，那年我准备给你说出的是，都是这个把钱不也，那真的对把钱不。咱们是办的，已经这个这个都可以真的，这里去公我希望什么这个。他错了，给别人们的说心机了，上头我准备给换的，我们来往的是不我这是了我嘛，我是别只能买了吧，换个不长，这东西说都不也是个，嘛这对不对？那买没让人里都是今年嘛那完全不好了，就跟那完的都是全，这真光是这个季节炒这个，把买点不管的啊，我们家人那这都真能完成那个，上完也行，把这玩了，点钟都不接不得钱的人，买来点给，也找留下了嘛，上头那小姐我是得当个，我这。 durji huang de ge so na tong nian ba xin bo nga ni de durji ke ga ji cha sama yo ga me le song ge je ding kam sum gu wa za mar bung khon ni yo la ke ba de ji dong zhe de yo shang de per bi durji cha ba xin bu ti ji na nam ning wo dum der kim chou tu le ja durji cha cha ba xin bu ye na zhe de de ba xin bu dum she de ban dai yim de de ba ro ke jen nan de ji gong wa xie wa zhen zhe ram jim za zam huang ge la zo la ge bi zu man de su xin ji lum chong dong wo dum der ge huan ta da to me le wang de she bu mu zhe wa zo de or je na yer je na bi shan sam ba la ma ke sar dong bo la yam san nam chok mu zhe ve ni ba la ma zhong ni ji sa zham gor dam guan zhu mong bu ko ren che ji ji sa da zhe be ji xin ji lo shi re shi sa sa ga ra ba la ma sa da da ho zhe ba ga ram sam je la da zhe ba ren zhen xin bo ge la shang sam ni wo zhe bi jin da zhe xin ga je la la zo la sa ban de su xin ji lo shi nang so ba shi su sam ba ye zhen zhe ba dam chou tang de mong zhe zhe la zhe ba ga ram sam je la da zhe ba ren zhen xin bo ge la shang sam ni wo zhe je la da zhe xin ga je la la zo la sa ban de su xin ji lo shi nang so we wa shi su sam ba ye zhen zhe ba dam chou tang de mong zhe zhe la zhe ba ga ram sam je la da zhe ba ren zhen xin bo ge la shang sam ni wo zhe je la da zhe xin ga je la la zo la sa ban de su xin ji lo shi nang so we wa shi su sam ba ye zhen zhe ba dam chou tang de mong zhe zhe ba ren zhen xin bo ge la shang sam ni wo zhe je la da zhe xin ga je la la zo la sa ban de su xin ji lo shi nang so we wa shi su sam ba ye zhen zhe ba dam chou tang de mong zhe zhe ba ga ram sam je da zhe ba ren zhen xin bo ge la shang sam ni wo zhe je da zhe xin ga je la la zo la sa ban de su xin ji lo shi nang so we wa shi su sam ba ye zhen zhe ba dam chou tang de mong zhe zhe ba ga ram sam je la da zhe ba ren zhen xin bo ge la shang sam ni wo zhe je la da zhe xin ga je la la zo la sa ban de su xin ji lo shi nang so we wa shi su sam ba ye zhen zhe ba dam chou tang de mong zhe zhe ba ga ram sam je la da zhe ba ren zhen xin bo ge la shang sam ni wo zhe je la da zhe xin ga je la la zo la sa ban de su xin ji lo shi nang so we wa shi su sam ba ye zhen zhe ba dam chou tang de mong zhe zhe ba ga ram sam je la da shang sam ni wo zhe la zhe xin ga je la la zo la sa ban de su xin ji lo shi nang so we wa shi su sam ba ye zhen zhe ba dam chou tang de mong zhe zo la jian lam de jiang su wa da bum tim da so gang de ni bu sa shi se na da wan pong da zu le zhe wa da chu dang zhe xin pe le ren za de so le ya jie mi le dong ban ye le dang tim zhong ge na wan ge me le zong ji jie mi ce le rang de nam ke ren chu zhen yam zu hui ren jin le zong zhe ban ye da wa dang东北聪明的小家上给了，谁金都真能看到会是了的。去过什么什么多的节节的装备，小爷三那小家老江上，小要那娘小的在弄死了那么谁接了得了自己了换把了吧，也是我在这站位快阳强，因为这不了你不能吃这说，看做严从过节用过的上，咱把咱们今这心盼你嘞，咱住了台湾吃喝花死了吧，接不跟咱比不等你能去。全部人杀的，年轻全部做的那你上从你木了，全部俺家大本，把个那大门我参都是么的都，东北天津山来是我们来了，大个是那个什么跟错龙是了街，跟上这不真的没年不了。多么的你不是的，多么的白娘你就了白这个不说说的不是。说说借我给完了，第什么时候来几次也让我咋不讲家亲去进过路子了，说起来见门这不是过的说了，全那南看在边也是个，第什么不觉得没不是不是么的接，不是那么的接了这个词都能讲，这了不是个大单那我人做了，大概第什么时候不跟错进，过几分钟我跟老板那了的，去接家不得不然你不是了讲，去接家了边光旁。都不是说，到这你民主安国你了那么提起了不是说我过着那里，上当定的人生那么什么的，那我今年的接近城里年了，对不是了讲起我从没了几百人一起的，让你说了对吧？那我接他们家全部满你了玩，上去玩的提起金子能做的，才能是了白的，让你不见接东不可怜也是，我是那走。本能完全不得当心只能他们这了这把他们这了死了上他个把钱包拦截用的吃了真的记得什么都不散弄不散啦啦 lam tumba chum dan di tibjin shagbada chum bayang da par zopa sardi kharjir shajja da balab shigim zalam chudur jabsan chawam lam tumba chum dan di tibjin shagbada chum bayang da par zopa sardi kharjir shajja da balab shigim zalam chudur jabsan chawam lam tumba chum dan di tibjin shagbada chum bayang da par zopa sardi kharjir va shajja da bal shigim zalam chudur jabsan chawam lam tumba chum dan di tibjin shagbada chum bayang da par zopa sardi kharjir va shajja da balab shigim zalam chudur jabsan chawam lam tumba chum dan di tibjin shagbada chum bayang da par zopa sardi kharjir shigim zalam chudur jabsan chawam lam tumba chum dan di tibjin shagbada chum bayang da par zopa sardi kharjir shajja da balab shigim zalam chudur jabsan chawam lam tumba chum dan di tibjin shagbada chum bayang da par zopa sardi kharjir shajja da balab shigim zalam chudur jabsan chawam dai do mane mane ma mane zo 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 dai do mane mane dai do mane mane ma mane zo 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 om mane mane ma mane zo mane mane ma mane zo mane mane ma mane zo om mane mane ma mane zo 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 devar shagba chirka chanda dam kurtang kse sata jankamanda kirjim sam chog zambu chanda wa tendam konar daso jaravara shom nami sarvata thangada bayom bakho makhang be sarvata khangade sabarana mangangana khaso hai je dotan gandava dam tham thoche risum ba mi jendra zanjin jal dorwa dandala kwabdar phonyar jin zolom chodo samdan handavanzon jen dotan gandava dam tham thoche risum ba mi jendra zanjin jal dorwa dandala kwabdar phonyar jin zolom chodo samdan handavanzon jen dotan gandava dam tham thoche risum ba mi jendra zanjin jal dorwa dandala kwabdar phonyar jin zolom chodo samdan handavanzon de hoy gandab zamo yeshiru bezal yanji germo ekanza jema yeshile danji tini mamo som solom chodom chorwe chanem hoy gandab zamo yeshiru bezal yanji germo ekanza jema yeshile danji tini mamo som solom chodom chorwe chanem hoy gandab zamo yeshiru bezal yanji germo ekanza jema yeshile danji tini mamo som solom chodom chorwe chanem zode zhong zhong cham ji chen bo ra la zhe ban nam ji de dong ma chen zhe solom chodom chulwe chanem zo she zhong zhong jam ji chen bo ra la zhe ban nam ji de dong ma chen zhe dan za dan je ga da ba dip ji de jin solom chodom chulwe chanem zo she zhong zhong jam ji chen bo ra la zhe ban nam ji de dong ma chen zhe dan za dan je ga da ba dip ji de jin solom chodom chulwe chanem zo de hoy dam chen ji wa chen bu de le sa yidim dam mam zang ga bo ni zo ke che de sam je di ji so dam jim solom chodom chulwe chanem zo hoy dam chen je wa chen bu de le sa la yidim dam mam zang ga bo ni zo ke che de sam je di ji so dam jim solom chodom chulwe chanem zo hoy dam chen je wa chen bu de le sa la yidim dam mam zang ga bo ni zo ke che de sam je di ji so dam jim solom chodom chulwe chanem zo de she ba ma wang ge quan nhân to wa chi chip san de bi je bo yang le we de za ma bo kwa kwa de ba ji solom chodom chulwe chanem zo she ba ma wang ge quan nhân to wa chi chip san de bi je bo yang le we de za ma bo kwa kwa de ba ji solom chodom chulwe chanem she ba ma wang ge quan nhân to wa chi chip san de bi je bo yang le we de za ma bo kwa kwa de ba ji solom chodom chulwe chanem zo de ga ji yal cham ba cham ji jam do ben o zhe te varam za bai trong yeb jam or ban chen nam ji da ka sam ta mali nieram javen zo de am Kurdim Chukan Kadari Banga Randamanga Yeji Olangi Long Gowa Wardanam Jamba Durjila Namba Yebji Yebjin Nuravanil Karsalam Zimzanam Banja Daya Chim Chimchil Shajir Al Jalia Wamanama Jabni Kilajon Olazaram Milam Cho Ranan Dabajand Lamirzala Nichin Sadam Demele Juja Walla Lom Shulaja Sadalam Je Yundana Rabzoni Durjim Janga Gwamba Nyer Thoba Shoy Jumdandim Gombon Jam Holayala Shagam Zalalo Gangam Lojum Jim Jim Taranam Tarab Salawi Jenny Duncan Jebjan Zishan Yerji Garelawanzana Gonda Jebezor Marim and Tanabim Jizarab Rozoy Gala Jim Darzi Allah Jiji Andanazom Jidra Jidom Yamo Knowledge Children Zaraja Marim and Zanabing Aranaga Jemila Jamzala Janam Donate of Jam Sarjim Tarsan and then leaves of their team to work. Settle up Jadam Jenim Jim Domlum and Zalam Jamala and Omara Batana Omara Batana Omara Batana Umara 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 Batana Zedan Jerjim Jerabha wala Zarajim Dola Tamim Barab Salani Padam Damju Jonle Tobayam Lojur Bobe Nawa Yadda Zola
Jimburdo Nimi Jang Monum Jimburga Geldo, Bagratangam Zando Shirmert, Tumba Tiji Janla Kishom Tini Lutzamba Chimame Petropandonium the same day, Donna Najam Mudi Varti, Cheese Don and Digna, Devian Sapa Japchum by Onda Perzoba Santi of Dalla Magonde. Mercy, share none and guy and Martin or Yamo. The Neptune did Litzam, but Chimame Petrop was same to stop at this time. Neptune did sit on them by Sherry or Gatsara. Sherry, to the Litza, but Chimame Petrop and the Nunder Sonshi. Their kitchen Gatsara, Jordan de la sit on them by Sherry and the kitchen sort of. Jordan, they're double Litzam, but Chimame Petropi true and Jazan, Shepherd Mucho. Techilat Zinab Jordan de Docum Number Sandia Jordan de Docum Number Sandia Tirchigna Shanjika Jongna Jong Nanda Yang Tabra Jabar Jerna Luzamba Chimame Patrok by Shanti Jong Galarvatir Chine Dolanderka Jim Shuso Zumba Sherry Kut Chirter Nanda Yang Tabra Jabatir Tavi Nanda Yang Tabra Jobana Nanda Yang Tabra Jabra Mushaw Chirter Council lead on Sim Murnaver Jerva Testa Nanda Yang Tabra Jabra Kish Chirter Gobali Yang Murdan Jam Chulam Kunder Navar and Jerva Testa Nanda Yang Tabra Jabra Kish Chirter Tobum Sani Yang Mandorva Susu Kium Sani Yang Sosum Sani Kium Sani Yasna Artar the Nanda Yang Tabra Jabra Kish Chirter Kuki Sim Nana Yang Mandu Shurur Ziglaga Merjeva Tester Nanda Yang Tabra Jabra Kish Chirter Tower Kirwa Tamchela Yang Mogyo Shanchip Shogi Chusum Chirsabdan Namla Snawa Tester Nanda Yang Tabra Jabra Kish Chirtern Kora Navshopana, Numumbar number Merponla, Nyangan Lente by Young Doctor Juror Kirwa, T, Tarda Nang, the young Doctor Jabritish. Zumba Shariva, Testar, Zumba Shariva, Ganta, Testana, Nang the young Doctor Jaba, Nang the young Doctor Jona, they developed Jundan Deki, Nang the young Doctor Jopra, Quatzar Jim China. Jundan Dev, the Kachu New Day, Tune, De La Larian, Singer, Dobi, Motojan. Chang Mumchiber, Gerde, Tislat of the Kivatamba de la Drone River, Jajam Chipper Mucho. Then if Jordan the Kitsetamba, Munger give a chimble of guts or Munger give. Kulutza Batrama may betrop and Nadan River Sonshi. Munger give young Sora, Jordan de, the Kivatamba de Drone Jajam Chipper Mucho. The Gilat is enough Jordan de. Docum Gumber and San Yav Tirchina. Ngumbrn sarva tirchina, yang betonjir chembu, chanjikar gona, kemdar nam lav da ka churton jam shipi tongder, lazan betrama me petrabam chine, daglander kachim cho. Zumba moongar jiva chirtar, stombar tarda, kemba kukarwachar nam la tertar chum mertundo. Zumba moongar jiva. Testava, Junda, Chutam Brasharte, Zumba Mungar Diva, Chuna, Semchan me parte, Semchan Gir, Dardamtra, Udog me parte, and Dochik Gir Dardamtra, Trug me parte, Kivadan, Chevadamtra, Ganzak me parte, Mundim Tadam Shimim, Chapa, Jevadan Never Jivim, Saniteto, Dochak Damtra, Mugba me per Drovarte, Yike mepa, Sig Tamchat Chapa, Jutta mepa. Lap tamchi tang jarva tamchi Jesus songwarte namkadam nyamjam songba katok tang stagba tang aib me par giva tamchi tang jarva ngi dagme pa tang ngayon zamba me pa tang number rigba me parte semdang iki number shipa tang jarva nimbo me pipshir java me pa nimbo me pipshir java me pa dar gedang mamtan jar kinda jung Dogba me padang, Chujiyans, young Tabber and Devi Shirna, Chu Tamchin, number of Japadang, Jesus Mundrovi, Sergi, Division. Jesus Wada Shunda Mayo Bishirna, young Tabani, Kim Tala Neba, Yir Trigla Martin be Mayoba, Maneba Gandogan, Droa, Goa Mepa, Stone the young Tabber and Davam, Sama me be wrapped of Shiva, Mumba me pim Sanir Tobadang, Sera mepa, Tora mepa, Java mepa, Kia mepa, Jigba mepa, Ganjiva mepa, Mugdan, Navada, Nada, Chiedan, Lida. Yiki lam yang tagbaran deba makang badang marong badang ne badang magyor gewa getamcha tam charwa zumba mungar gi wechembo tistavi chola tamba chirtava ji yod zumba mungar gi wechembo chutamba ji shawa te yon drop tag bi zirte gangtag nyamba te tag yon drop tag be nyan to zumba mungar gi wa gangla drop tag bi zig me pa te la churtomba ya me te toba ya me te shiba ya me te ndarta te khwerna gimi ki Jimmy Kiva Tagla Chutamba Jean no Tertrim Anibala Chutambra Shaw, Chuki, Semjenji, Wombolam, Kibra Shaw, Shiripki, Muglabram, Torringer, Nyanji Chimbu, Munda Kira, Taba Chimbu, Nabrajoba, Sanji, Shibazobalam Sambar number Taba, Chuking, Iber Tibir number Shiba, Kumchoksum, Rigmochapa, Shawi share the Chuki Chutambra Shaw, Jim Sherte, Jondan de Terter Tertavi Chutambe. Kimdak Cortela, Kimdag Gadga, Laname Bayan, Dr. Zoboshan of the Semketo, Dagjan, Popa Mam Chipper Kirte, Jordan de Tislata, Dag Kivatamba Tela, Trun Jam Chiver Mucho.
These are the flowers from Larongar. Many of those. If you live over here in Larongar, you should go out on Sundays so that you see this opportunity, which is only lasts about 1 month of time. So you should seize such opportunity to look at these beautiful flowers. Otherwise, they will wither soon. These are my good friends. This is the most fragrant out of all. Now let's start the lessons. What's so funny? Today we'll study the Vimalakirti Sutra, not the adornment of the Great Vehicle Sutra. Vimalakirti Sutra, we've finished studying the first chapter, Pure Land, chapter on Pure Land, and the second chapter is on skillful means. We'll finish both of the chapters. In the first chapter, mainly it talks about everything is pure intrinsically, which is also taught in the kindly bent to use us, and taught in the Tantra as well. And the second chapter talks about the skillful means that's conducted by Vimalakirti, and talked about what this body really is. So, I think after studying these two chapters, you should really spend time to investigate, to analyze, so that you can develop the kind of faith and trust in Dharma that is not easily to be regressed. Sometimes we should adapt the method of analyze. Sometimes we should adapt the method of investigation into our study. And then you notice that there is a change in your view, in your perspective of the way how you observe this world. It's not that after you study the Dharma, you just lose all your interest in the worldly means, the worldly pleasure. But you notice your mind is more steadfast, your mind is more strong, and has more perseverance, and definitely happier. Also, I think after studying the sutra, after studying Mahayana Sutra, you will notice that you generate much more of a sense of care towards others around you, towards a society. You're not going to turn into a vicious person anymore after studying Mahayana Sutra. So you don't really have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about turning into a bad person. The next one I would like to mention is that you should spend time to study. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how old you are. Even if you will die tomorrow, if you study today, you will gain benefit from it. Doesn't matter what kind of level of understanding, doesn't matter what kind of class you are in, social class you are in, you should also study. As stated in the collection of merits that is quoted in the words of my perfect teacher, it says that even if you were to, if a piece of wood were to fall into this forest of sandalwood, then this piece of wood would also be tinted by that sense of fragrance. Similarly, if you're in the crowd of people who are positive, who always talk about other people's merits, then slowly you will inherit that sense of habit. Vice versa, if you were to be included in a group of people who don't have faith, who are not good people, who are very negative, then you will be influenced by them. So, for many of you who don't have such insights as Vimalakirti, then I think you should notice that his kind of insights are quite different. And the way how he influenced the people around him, influenced Buddha's other disciples, such as arhats and the bodhisattvas, are quite different. As we will be talking about those in this chapter, in the disciples' chapters, you notice even though Vimalakirti is a lay practitioner, many of the great disciples of the Buddha cannot compete with him. So, most of the time, we have a sense of understanding that this person is a lay practitioner, therefore, he doesn't have such discipline, doesn't have such merit as the monastics. But there are lay practitioners. There are lay masters in Tibetan tradition, Tibetan Buddhism tradition, where their insights and practice surpass the other monastics. So, as Buddhists, we should really understand and will be able to accept this. You can't only narrow your mind in terms of who is monastic and who is lay practitioner. Otherwise, you will have very limited wisdom. This is what I want to talk a little bit. I thought about the flowers. I haven't really got into the main topic today because the flowers are really fragrant. It's not it's the one in my hand was not the most fragrant. This one has a little honey in it, so you can suck it, and it's very sweet. When I heard the yaks when I was little, and if I got hungry, I would suckle those honey out of it. Okay, I'll stop playing with this now. I should get back to Vimalakirti Sutra, otherwise Vimalakirti would laugh at me. Now let's talk about the disciples, the chapter 3. In this chapter, it talks about the view of arhats. Mostly it talks about the differences between Mahayana and Theravada view, Theravada practitioner's view. As we talked earlier, Vimalakirti was sick. During his ailment, the king, the officers, governors, scholars, businessmen, all went to see him. And at his sick bed, he taught them how to generate, how to look at this body and how to generate mind to aspire for enlightenment. Now we'll continue this. So now Vimalakirti is in his sick bed, and he thought in his sick bed, how come the world honor one who's full of great sympathy doesn't take pity on me? Because at that time, the 500 elders' sons and all of the citizens of Vaishali went to World Doctrine One to listen to the Dharma, except Vimalakirti, who was sick and staying in his sick bed. He was thinking, the Buddha has great sympathy and great compassion towards all sentient beings, but why not me? I myself is lying in sick bed, but the Buddha did not extend his care and did not care for me at all. Why is that? Although all the kings and governors and all the everyone else in Vaishali visited him in his sick bed, but Vimalakirti was thinking about the Buddha. So the Buddha, knowing what Vimalakirti was thinking, therefore he immediately asked Shariputra and asked him to go and visit Vimalakirti to inquire about his illness. You should go and ask for his health on my behalf. In this paragraph, it talks about the philosophy of Buddhism, the opinions of Buddhism, as we mentioned earlier. The main point is the kind of attitude towards patience. As we can see, the Buddha, who is omniscient, who has great compassion, who is unsurpassable, he paid such care and attention towards patience over here. As it is stated in the essential collection of many sutras, it says that there are 4 different ways, 4 different dharmas, 4 different ways to accumulate merits, so that the merits of making such offering is similar to making offering to the Buddha. And the first one is to offer food to stray animals who doesn't have food or shelter. Second is to offer food and make offering to sick people, to patients, and to poor people. That's the third one. And the fourth one is making food and offering to practitioners who meditate but without food and clothing. Therefore, we should learn from this such act of the Buddha. Whenever you notice someone around you is ill and who don't really have anyone around them to help them out, then you should adapt such activity that is taught by the Buddha and demonstrated by his action. For example, many of the Buddhist practitioners, for those of you, should really try to take care of the family members of monastics who are ill. There are some foundations which are built to help those people. But I would like to emphasize on this because you should, because by the law of cause and effect, then you should be able to understand that if you take care of such ill person, then whenever you're ill, you will have someone to take care of you as well because of such unfailable cause and effect. I myself, when I was ill, when people came to help me and took care of me, I really remember their kindness. I myself also would encourage others. I myself also I'm thinking to set up such a foundation to help the sick people. I know nowadays the paperwork is quite difficult to get. It's difficult to get certificates and all those different papers going through the government's procedures and so on. It's not really easy. I really want to make efforts into creating such a foundation to help those who are in need. I consider myself as someone who has lots of endurance. Therefore, I think maybe for 5 or 6 years, for some of the foundations I've worked with them for 5 or 6 years, I've also noticed that there are poor people who are sick and who don't have someone to take care of them. And I think it's really important to start a new foundation to help this particular group. Also, if you notice, if you're in the Sangha group, if you notice some parents or relatives who are ill, those relatives of monastics, people who are ordained and couldn't really go and take care of their parents, then I think as the Sangha member, you should also try your best to help them out as well. If you're healthy, then helping those people shouldn't be too difficult. People really need care. Even such a great practitioner as Vimalakirti also thought of the Buddha. Why didn't the Buddha take pity on him? So people, whenever they're ill, they have a rather different mentality, and rather fragile in some sense. The Buddha said, for anyone who are willing to make an offering to the Buddha, then you should make an offering to the patient first. So Vimalakirti was sick and lying in bed, and the Buddha asked Shariputra to visit him. His disciples, including arhats and bodhisattvas. Why Shariputra first? Why the arhats first? Because this is a way to manifest. This is a manifestation or a way that is shown by the Buddha. He actually asked his disciples to go and see Vimalakirti later on. It shows how high of a realization and insights Vimalakirti possesses. The Madhyamika teachings, are incomparable by the arhats. So through all of these kind of teachings, we should be able to notice that. We should understand Dharma, not just by its name, not just take it as a traditional way of telling a folklore. That's not true.
就是佛那个一向导就是自己生病不能参加法会，就是不是。
So Vimalakirti thought that he's sick and couldn't go to listen to the teaching by the Buddha, and he was feeling a little bit left out. And then Buddha asked Shariputra to go and visit Vimalakirti. But Shariputra said, well, world-honored one, I dare not accept your instruction to go and inquire about his illness, because I'm not competent to ask Vimalakirti to go and see Vimalakirti. Don't take this as a folklore or a novel or a TV show. Don't just go through it or skim through it. You should investigate. You should ask many whys. For example, why doesn't Shariputra dare to go and visit Vimalakirti? Why doesn't he think he is competent to go and inquire about his illness? Now he tells a story. He said that, I remembered once in the past I was sitting in repose, which means that he was meditating beneath the tree. At that time, Vimalakirti rebuked me. So what happened there? Now Shariputra tells the story to the Buddha. These are the reasons. At that time, Vimalakirti said that, oh, Shariputra, over here, is a way to address someone in a respectful way. It's not disrespectful. So it's more like, oh, venerable Shariputra. At that time, Vimalakirti told Venerable Shariputra that you should not, and you need not take this sitting meditation, because this way of sitting meditation is not really according to the Dharma. At that time, Shariputra was sitting properly and meditating. Sometimes it's good to rest your hands on your knees, and the best way is really holding the equanimity mudra is putting the two hands together. During that time, Vimalakirti noticed how Shariputra was sitting, and he said that this way is not proper meditation. Why is that? Because he said sitting in repose is to not manifest the body and mind in the triple world. Now we have some tourists who kept on coming in and out. They don't even have the patience to sit for one class. They don't sit in repose like the Shariputra. They don't even have the patience and the kind of endurance for 1 hour. I was abiding in this teaching mode, but sometimes I couldn't by looking at you coming in and out. Okay, let's get back. The triple world means the world of desire, of form of formless. In Theravada tradition, most of the meditation method, including, for example, closing, keep the eyes closed and sitting in the 7-branch posture, and they have many impure ways of contemplating. So their body has a form, their mind also holds a form. There's something to grasp onto. And at that time, Vimalakirti said that at that time, if you meditate like this, then you have such grasping towards mind and body. You have both graspings. But what is proper meditation then? Proper meditation is not to manifest the body and mind in the triple world. So for those of you, if you want to meditate in the Mahayana approach, then there's no emptiness, there's no grasping towards bliss that is included in the Mahayana teaching, included in the Tantrayana teaching as well. Then you should be able to understand this is such meditation that's taught in Mahayana. We've also talked about that in the 6th Patriarch Sutra, 6th Patriarch or 6th Platform Sutra. And to generate the concentration of extinction while manifesting the deportments. Because at that time, Shariputra was abiding in such a concentration of extinction. But without any of the movement, any actions or any deportments. But you should really combine both of them. While you carry out all those deportments in life, for example, walking, sitting, and so on, you should maintain that sense of concentration of extinction. In Theravada, that is not possible. How can you walking, eating, and talking at the same time not losing your concentration of extinction? Maybe all of those tourists who left, they maintained their sense of concentration, of right mindfulness while walking out, then that is good practice. What is the right meditation then? It is both emotion and in stillness. It is the combination of both, which are not practiced by most people. At the same time, not to relinquish the Dharma of enlightenment, yet manifest the affairs of ordinary sentient beings. This is sitting meditation. This is the correct meditation. You can be singing, dancing, going to brothels, buying drugs, and all of those. Yet you still maintain that sense of right mindfulness and not relinquish the Dharma of enlightenment. Many masters in the past who have attained such stage or such level, they manifest their deportments in such a way. But some, it's hard to say if they've already attained that sense of realization inside. As Mipa Rinpoche stated, that it's difficult to see if someone has attained such inner insights, although their appearance may look the same. So this is the union or combination of inner and external actions, their activities. This kind of activities in Buddhism is sometimes there are such activities by enlightened masters. Therefore, for those of you who have such a set mind on discipline, have such a mind on what is a pure activity, please don't judge others by their activity, because you don't know what their inner realization is. Of course, this is not accepted. Those activities are mainly not accepted by Theravada tradition. But as Mahayana practitioners, you should understand that the bodhisattvas would manifest in different forms, in different ways of taking their activities. And then to have the mind neither abide internally nor located self externally, not to locate it on the external six sense objects, nor on the internal six senses. Is not to abide internally nor externally. It is also said in the Bodhicharyavatara. There's something very similar from the Han tradition. The book is called Records of the Transmission of the Lamp. It says that the truth and illusion are naturally no two, but ordinary beings want to get rid of the delusions for the sake of truth, because they want to look for what is ultimately true. The true practice, though, is that you cannot obtain something that is internal. You cannot obtain something that is external, and you cannot obtain that is true, nor that is delusion. Those are all extremes. There's no truth that abides anywhere. That is also stated in the Kindly Bend to Jesus. To be unmoved by the 62 mistaken views, yet cultivate the 37 factors of enlightenment, including the view of nihilism and the view of existentialism and so on. There's no movement, and it is unmoved by the mistaken views. This is sitting meditation. This is a proper meditation. Not to eradicate afflictions, yet enter into nirvana. This is sitting in repose, sitting meditation. The Dharma, that is no affliction. But there's nothing to eradicate, there's nothing to get rid of. If you want to get rid of afflictions to get bodhi, then that is also really ignorant. That is also stated by the Records of Transmission of the Lamp. It says that for anyone who tries to eradicate afflictions is actually really ignorant, because afflictions are indeed the bodhi. The afflictions no other than the bodhi. And there are no Chan meditations one needs to practice other than that. So the practices over here that is stated over here, it's very similar to the Chan tradition. It's not that you have to eradicate the afflictions first so that you can enter the nirvana. That's not true. There are no other. There are no two. There's a conversation that is recorded by the. There's a conversation that's recorded, and the conversations between Manjushri and Pratika Buddhas. The Pratika Buddha said that they have to eradicate their affliction so that then they can attain the Bodhi, but Manjushri disagree with them. What is a true meditation? The true meditation is to realize the nature of mind. Vimalakirti's teaching to Shariputra is mainly on his practice because Shariputra is ranked number one in wisdom among the disciples of the Buddha. Many times we see lots of the practitioners who cannot combine the motion and stillness, who cannot combine the internal or external, cannot combine the mistaken view with the right view, with the view of enlightenment. This is very similar to our current practitioners. Therefore, I encourage you to really investigate, to look into what Vimalakirti taught to different disciples of the Buddha. To Shariputra, he taught from one aspect, and to Madhgalyayana, he taught from another aspect. Some he tried to correct their practice. Some is to correct the conduct, and some is to correct the view. Some is to correct the doubt and afflictions. The aspects are very different. The angles are different. This is a general analysis. It doesn't matter if you're writing a thesis, you need to have the thesis statement. If you're writing a paper, you need to have a general statement at the beginning. So this is very important to understand from the beginning. Yes, we can understand that Vimalakirti taught how to meditate to Shariputra. But if we really look at this, this is the teaching to us. There's no other teachings. There's no other teachings other than this that he could give to us, even if he were to be here right now. So this is the way how you should take his teachings. So now he said that these teachings are the meditation that is approved by the Buddha. And Shariputra now said, at that time, world-honored one, I simply listened to this explanation in silence and was unable to respond. I was dumbfounded. As some of the lay practitioners may consider themselves as very good practitioners and very good meditators, can you say otherwise than Vimalakirti's teaching? Can you say that I'm smart and I'm more wise than Shariputra, therefore I can give different teachings to Shariputra than Vimalakirti? Can you say that? Well, at that time, Shariputra said I was so dumbfounded and I was very impressed at the same time, and I was in awe of Vimalakirti, therefore I don't want to get close to him again. In the West, it is said that in some of the Western commentaries it says that it's important to note that the disciples actually tried to refuse such request by the Buddha in a very respectful way after stating his reasons. This could also apply to the guru and disciple relationship as well. It's not that the Buddha forced Shariputra to go, despite that he doesn't want to go. Similarly, the guru cannot force you into something. The guru won't say, "Why don't you go? Why can't you go? As I said, you have to go. You're violating your Samaya vow if you're not going." The guru can't say that because, see, the Buddha didn't even force his disciple into something that he doesn't want to. So the Buddha said that, well, if you really don't want to go, if you really can't go, if you were so much in awe of Vimalakirti, then I won't force you. So at that time, the Buddha asked Moudgallaya. The first one he asked was the one who's ranked number one in wisdom, and now he's asking the one who is ranked number one in miraculous powers or in strength, which is Moudgallaya. The two most important disciples of the Buddha. So the Buddha said, well, Moudgallaya, since you have such miraculous powers, you're number one in terms of this. Why don't you go and inquire about Vimalakirti's illness? What a great story. For those of you who are capable, well, are there movies or TV shows about it? Are there movies? Oh, you watched it in a Han monastery. What's the name of that movie? There is a movie? I've never seen it. Have you seen it, Old Monk? No? When I call you old monk, you're not happy. I'm so young. How can you call me old monk? Inside, among so many people. I didn't mention your name. I only said old monk, so nobody knows. It's okay. Therefore, Moudgallaya also rejected the Buddha, and now he states his reasons. He said that, I also dare not to accept your instruction to go inquire about his illness, because when I was once in the city of Vaishali and explaining the Dharma to a group of lay practitioners, in Tibetan it says at the gate, same as in Japanese version. in the Sanskrit version that is translated in in Japanese, that also said that it's at the gate. So right now, what we can see is that the Sanskrit version that is translated into Japanese version is more close to the Tibetan version. I also inquired about how many people attended our class today in terms of our English students as well as the Japanese students. I noticed that the number is quite steadfast, which means you have a very steady mind and have lots of perseverance. Such attitude is greatly encouraged. According to some of the Western studies and research, there are many copies, many different versions of it. But so far, it seems that the Tibetan version is very much close to the Sanskrit version that is translated into Japanese as of now. Over here, in English version, it says it's a certain neighborhood, but in Sanskrit version, it says it's at gate. Same as in Tibetan version, Japanese version. At that time, Mahamadagaliyana was teaching a group of lay practitioners. And Vimalakirti came and said to Mahamadagaliyana, "Oh, Mahamadagaliyana, when you explain the Dharma to white-robed retired scholars, you should not explain it as you are now doing, because the way you are explaining is not according to the Dharma. Because first of all, it's not in accordance to the truth of the Dharma. And two, you did not observe the capacity of your student, of the listeners. And third one is that the way you're teaching is not in accordance of the true meaning of the Buddha." So according to a commentary, that is the three mistakes that Vimalakirti pointed out to Mahamadagaliyana. So Vimalakirti said that the way you taught to the lay practitioners is not good, because it's not according to the Dharma. Mahamadagaliyana, as the number one in miraculous powers, he was accused and rebuked by a lay practitioner. At the time, he finally got a group of people who want to listen to him. If it was not Mahamadagaliyana, but one of our masters over here, they probably got really angry and chased them away, saying that, "Stop disturbing me in my turning of the Dharma wheel." Earlier, Vimalakirti saw Shariputra. He gave a peace instruction to Shariputra, who were meditating underneath a tree at that time. And now when Vimalakirti saw Mahamadagaliyana were giving teachings to a group of lay practitioners, he pointed out the faults of Mahamadagaliyana. We should really reflect up on ourselves as Dharma teachers. I myself also reflected upon this afternoon. I'm not sure what Mahamadagaliyana were teaching at that time, But Vimalakirti was not happy about the things that he was teaching. So it definitely wasn't Madhyamika teaching, the middle way teaching. So he scolded Madhyamika saying that you should teach more profound Dharma. You should teach the Nirvana, the teaching that leads to Nirvana. You should teach all the Madhyamika, the middle way on the wisdom aspect. That's how some teachers nowadays would emphasize. I have someone who I want to rebuke in my mind when I said this. Okay, so the Dharma is without sentient beings because it transcends the defilements of sentient beings. Dharma is without self because it transcends the defilements of self, and without lifespan because it transcends birth and death, and without person because it eradicates the threshold between previous and subsequent moments. These are the four characteristics that people tend to grasp. The first one, or without self, the second one, without self, what is the grasping towards self? It is the grasping towards the compounded five skandhas, to be one, to be a solid I. And to grasp on the continuum of sentient beings is the grasping on sentient beings. To grasp on the lifespan is to grasp on the lifespan of human beings, for example, or as devas or heavenly beings. And grasp on person is to grasp on the solid I and mind. So the Dharma is without sentient beings because it transcends the defilements of sentient beings. There's no defilements of such. And the Dharma is without self because it transcends the self of a self. There's no grasping towards, there's no grasping and attachment. And it's without lifespan because there's no continuum and there is no stream of such a lifespan. There's without person, it is without person because without a sense of self and self-possession. Also, the Dharma is permanently serene. Because it extinguishes the characteristics. It is in quietude. It is unmoving. Why is that? Because it eradicates all the characteristics. Because there is nothing to grasp onto. Because there is nothing to grasp. There's no mind that grasps. Therefore, there's no object to grasp. Also, the Dharma transcends characteristics because it is without conditions, without names, because it eradicates words. Without words. And without explanation. Because it transcends the discursive thoughts and reasoning. There's no speech that could express what mind is, because everything has to appear in mind first, and that has form. The Dharma, it transcends that. The Dharma is without characteristics of form, because it is like the space, like the sky.
法没有性的
difference.
就有无是非就是白
There's
红蓝
no
就是凡是这个酸甜苦辣等所有的这些细论之处是没有的，毕竟是这些法呢就是空的缘故。那么一切法呢就是没有我所，就是原因什么呢？因为远离了我所执，就是因为我所执着，就是咱们
The Dharma is without the sense of
一切万法
personal
就是没有分
possession.
别，没有分别，
There's no
所分别
grasping.
的就是所分别的什么？
There's no
这是大的，这是小的，这是
object
高
to
的，这
grasp.
是爱的，所有的这些这
Because
个
it
各种
transcends
各样的
personal
分别
possession.
呢，就是没有的。原因什么呢？
The
原
Dharma
理
is
的
without
一切
discrimination.
这
There's
个
no
我们的
tall,
心识
no
就是因为用
short,
心识来
no
就是
big, no
就是执
small.
着就是分别的，但是
Because it
没有
transcends the
的。一
consciousness.
切法呢，就是没有这个高低上
Because
下
we
的
usually
这
use
种
consciousness
比
to
较，
grasp,
就是原因什么呢？
to
就没有相待，就是
to discriminate
因为
what
一切
is
都是这个
tall and
观
what
待
is short
观待
and so
而
on.
安理的话，那就是这是
And the Dharma is
不可能的，
incomparable
就是没有
because
一个
there's nothing to
实
match
质的，
it.
没有一个实有的。所以这些呢，就是我们其实这些道理
And it's
如果
divorced
学过
from
这个中
causation
观根
because
本
it is
慧
not
论
it is
学
not
过这个
located
智慧
in
品学过
conditionality.
大圆满的这种
If you've
信息
studied
学习三次
Madhyamika,
戒斗这样
if
的
you've
时候呢，我们
studied
每个道友可能
the
心里面
three
是确实这样的，就是
rest-
因为不管是
resting your
你
mind,
这个讲的这个也好，或者说自己修的也好，或者说是我们给
RT
自己在理解的过程当中的话呢，你
then
就
you
明
should
白，
be
就是一切方法的实相呢，确实这样。
able
尤其
to
我们这里
understand
学
what
过这
he
些
was
中观
talking
的这
about.
个和密法的一些这个。
So
原来
for
我们
those of you
不是
who've
讲过密法
studied
里面的三次
Tantra,
解
who
脱就
studied
是这个什么法界宝藏
Madhyamika,
这样的时候呢，就是这个道理
who studied
不
the
仅
three
仅是光是一个
liberations,
说，就实际上就是这样，就是你自己完全
you'll
会
be
明
able
白
to understand
如果
this
我们
is
在这方
not
面
just
可能
words.
基础大的比较
This is it.
就几乎没有学习过就有些可能刚来的，就是今天准备
For some
到这个拉拢来
beginners,
旅游，
new
就是看看
students,
干脆
or
像我
some
一样看着
tourists
画的，就是然后拍几张照片，就是然后发在那
who
个
have
朋
some
友圈，然后
graspings
就
towards
就然后
certain
就下去
aspects,
就是什么
like
这个喝酒
how
就是
I
这样
had
的
some
就
graspings
就比
towards
较
the
迷迷糊
flowers
糊
at
的
the
就是
beginning.
或者这是一
They
种快乐吧，
only
可能
want to
这
post
种人的
some
话呢，就
photos
讲到这
into
些的
their
话呢，你就
WeChat
觉得
friend
比较
circle
比较
or
是一样的
social
没
media.
了都是一样的，就不知道今天为什么那么多人听着这些。
They don't understand why so many people are there to listen to such teaching because everything's the same. It's just such a waste of time, and that's probably what they're thinking. If you don't have such understanding of emptiness, of such teachings of Prajnaparamita, then it's definitely difficult to grasp the meaning of this. If you've studied the root text of Madhyamika for 3 times, then you will be able to have a glimpse of what this is, for sure, as I stated earlier. This is the value of pith instructions. This will get into your marrows. This kind of understanding and insights will get into your marrows. 是有的，所以这样的这种这个中观的这个般若空性的道理，如果明白的话呢，就是讲这些呢，可能就是大家很有感觉的就不管是给别人讲经说法也好，自己这个独自修行的话呢，就是这些都是非常重要的，就是自己心里会这样讲。如果我们没有的话呢，就是的确我们也可能大家不知道就是怎么感觉吧，就反正就是讲这堂课的话，那就不得不讲这些吧。 I have to talk about this.
讲下去是吧
？Because it's quite necessary background knowledge.
他这里就是说这个法呢，就是不属因，就是不在愿就是因为法就是实际上是它也是这个因和愿，就这两者呢。也没办法就是跟着这个建立的。
It's not located in conditionality. There's no causation. There's no fruition.
一种因，但是真正用智慧观察的时候呢
，at the beginning,
因缘也是空的就不管是他的自己的因也好，
there's cause and there is fruition. But if you really investigate this, 什么
디나 템즈마 도베 춘가요 바마니 디나 동년마 도베 춘가요 바마니 我们那个中论当中不是有嘛，就是就没有依靠这个因缘的法，那就是也是。
As it is stated in the root stanzas on the middle way, it says that because there is nothing that is not dependently arisen, there's nothing that's not empty.
是个存在的，但是因和缘呢，真正去观察的话呢，同时也不成立，非同时也是不成立。
Cause and
多因
conditions
产生一过也不承认，不成立的。
at the
一因
beginning,
产生多过也不成立的。所以通过这个
without
经验
our
性引导这个智慧
analysis,
来观察的
then
思
we
路，
cannot
那么就是所谓的这个
understand
因缘
how
法呢，就是只不过是人们的这种这个分别念二念而已
empty.
的，就是这一点就是我们的这个大元气引来也可以破的吧，对吧？
But through investigations of Madhyamika, you will be able to understand it. You'll be able to understand what it says.
是不是讲不啊？应该讲的话，
Maybe we won't be able to finish today.
今天本来没见面的。
Today I plan to finish teaching on
前年的经
the
验
story of
发
Madhyamika.
通，法通法性，入诸法故。
The Dharma is
就是这个
identical to
一切万
Dharma
法呢，
nature
就是
because
它
it
可以
inherits
这个
in
跟
the
这个法
Dharmas.
性，就是完全是这个
The
通
Dharma,
用
the
啊
nature
一
of
切
the
法的
Dharma
本体呢
is
跟这个法界也好，法性也
identical.
通用。而且呢，原因是什么呢？就是都是
Why
出
is
于
that?
在入定这个本性，就是这个入诸法故。就藏文当中入定性，就是入定的这种本性呢，是无
As
理无合
stated
的。
in the Tibetan
那么
text,
法呢，
it
就
says
是
that
随于
it
这
is
个
the
真
same
如啊，就
in
是无有这
that
个随故。这
meditative
个一切法的
states
它
of
的
Buddhas
深
and
意的这种真
Bodhisattvas.
如呢，就是一直是随顺着的，就是不管是名言当中的什么法，其实它有
There
名言
are
的一个真相和深意的
also
真
the
相。
Dharma
那么
accords
一切
with
法都是
suchness.
跟这个它的深意的这种如不动的这个真如呢，就是从来也是没有离开过。所以呢，就是
The
无所
Dharma
顺过，就是真正去观察的时候
has，
法也是
not
没办法
left
这个
such
随其他的。
left
法住世
with
际，诸
this
变不动，
suchness
一切
because
法呢，就是安住在这个实际当
that
中
is
啊，就
why
真实性当中，真相当
it
中。
is
所
not
以呢，就是一切变呢，就是也不会动摇
it
的。
is without
就是
anything
所
that
有的这个
accords
有
with
无啊
it.
就是或者是这样那样的这种变的话呢，这是说而已，就是所谓的变也是执着吧。
The
就是
Dharma
我们
abides
自作
in
是它
actual
是存在的，
because
它
it
是
is
这个实
unmoved
有的
by
但实际
extremes.
上呢，在整个
At the beginning, we feel that everything is solid, but after investigation, there is nothing solid. The Dharma is motionless because it's not dependent on 6 types of sensory data. The form, sound, fragrance, taste, and touch. The Dharma is without past and future because it is constantly non-abiding. If it doesn't have a coming and going, how could it? If it is constantly non-abiding, how could it have coming and going? The Dharma occurs with emptiness, accords with the absence of characteristics, and responds to inactivity. So the cause doesn't have characteristics, the fruition doesn't have aspiration, and the nature of it is empty. The Dharma transcends good and ugly. We grasp onto good or bad people, beautiful or ugly, but the nature of such, everything is just empty. There are no other than discrimination than human beings, than people. It is no other than habits. When I was in South Africa, I really spent time to contemplate about such discrimination in beauty and ugliness. I asked them purposely to show me who is considered to be most handsome and who is considered to be most beautiful. Could you show me? And they showed me pictures of such. And they'd ask me, who are Asians consider beautiful and ugly? And we try to explain to each other why. but we couldn't understand. Therefore, if we were to be reborn into animal realms, then we couldn't really understand what animals were thinking either. This kind of habitual pattern would stay with you. The habit would awake, that sense of habitual pattern would awake when you were reborn into a different body. So the Dharma is without generation and extinction. Dharma is without refuge. And surpasses the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, the six sense faculties. It has already surpassed those. The six sense faculties. The six faculties, the five sense faculties and consciousness. In Lotus Sutra, at the beginning it talks about the three yanas and the three vehicles, and then it talks about the one vehicle, and then at the end, even this one vehicle that it says there's no vehicle at all. The Dharma, the suchness of the Dharma has never really changed. It never really moved. It is devoid of any kind of defilements or any kind of extremes. So Vimalakirti said, well, Mahamadhyana, the characteristics of Dharma is just like this, like how I explained to you. Do you understand what I'm talking about? There's really no Dharma to explain, no Dharma to indicate. And listening to Dharma should be without listening and without attaining. And I think lots of our audience here, they also feel that listening to Dharma is without listening and without attending. There's nothing that they've attained throughout the whole teaching. They only remembered the young and handsome hunks I talked about, and the 8 packs, and the V abs that I talked about. Maybe they're already at the stage where they feel that listening to the Dharma are not listening and have nothing to attain. So how should you view teaching the Dharma or explaining the Dharma then? Vimalakirti then said, it is like a magician explaining Dharma to the people that he conjured. He manifested it through his magic. Our masters over here, our Dharma masters here, if you have such sermons in this view, then the way you teach can be really profound. In terms of Dharma teaching, you can't just only talk about jokes. You can't just try to please everyone by making the class really fun and enjoyable. But you should try your best to make the teachings get as close to the Buddha's meaning as possible. If the teacher really knows through contemplation, through studying, or through practice if the person who's teaching is really certain in such a view, then it is beneficial to the audience. So Vimalakirti encouraged the Mahamadhyagalayana that you should I want to finish this sentence, just this last part. It says, one should have a mindset in explaining the Dharma. These are the following requirements or prerequisites for a person who teaches the Dharma. The first one, it says that one should comprehend the faculties of sentient beings. You have to know their capacities or faculties are sharp or dull, which is in lack of, which is lacked by the Pratika Buddhas and so on. They do not really observe their capacities or faculties. And the second one is that you would do well to be without hindrances in your knowledge and vision. As I said earlier, as Dharma teachers, you have to understand emptiness. You have to have some sense of insights in terms of the Madhyamika, the middle way teachings. The third one is use the mind of great compassion. You should know that you're not teaching to gain worldly benefits. You are not teaching to please people, to gain fame or to gain monetary compensation. But use the mind of great compassion. The fourth one is to praise the Mahayana and to teach the Mahayana, because Mahayana teaching is fitting to the suchness of Dharma, the truth of the Dharma. In terms of the vastness and profoundness of the Mahayana, you should teach in such a way. And the fifth one is to remember to recompense the kindness of the Dharma, of the Buddha. Because without the kindness of the Buddha, the sentient beings are still dwelling in the suffering of the ocean of suffering, of samsara. In the Sanskrit version as well as the Tibetan version, it says that there are two more. One is you should also have a pure intention. And the second one is to have the skillful means of explaining the Dharma. You should be devoid of the four hindrances. You have to be really skillful. You should be able to speak in kindness. Otherwise, you would probably make people feel that they want to quit the class right away after the first lesson. Without skillful means, it's difficult to explain the Dharma to the crowd. Then the eighth one and the last one is do not cut off the three jewels. Do not cut off the continuum of the three jewels. The continuum should be continuously manifest its luminosity in our dark ignorance and in our world of darkness. Even if you have some faith in the Dharma, but this world has so much distractions that our mind could be changed very easily. Many of our practitioners, lay practitioners and the monastics,
这个祷告一支祷告一章，有时候违愿也比较重，所以经常祈祷三宝的话呢，那三宝的加持是不可思议的。所以我们做什么事情呢，为了延续这个三宝的这种这个慈悲力的这种这个就是传播吧，就是这样的一种经常学会祈祷，这样的话是很好的。所以这是一般大乘这个佛法是有的。小乘的话呢，基本上是可能带有一些自私自利啊，就是有一些什么这个孝的这种这个见解啊，反复的信啊，就是有些教义里面说是什么这个奸信啊，什么这个反信啊、孝信啊，有不同的一些信的原因，就是小乘就不发这些信，就是那么你有了这8种信的话呢，然后说法就是你就可以让目犍连in terms of
explaining the Dharma, for example, ignorance and narrow-mindedness, and as well as the enjoyment of
然后民间人说是就是那么当维摩诘呢，就是当时在那个街上给一边就是训斥目犍连，一边呢就是他这样说的是，可能他正在状态的时候，这个维摩诘居士就来了嘛。然后呢，其实他人还是比较多的，800个居士呢，就是当时这个发阿耨多罗三菩提心。
Actually, he already got a crowd
性格很好，不然的话他可能有点生气，怎么我的弟子全部给你发心去了？
A crowd of
800个，我也在这么多人当中有点不好意思。
as many as 800 people.
所以呢，目犍连你看说是我无边，我有这边，所以我就没办法。
Madhgalyayana is quite nice. He was not, he did not burst out in anger on Vimalakirti.
我就没有办法，就是给他辩论，就是所以呢，就是这次我还是不去问他。
But he said that at that time the 800 lay practitioners generated the intention of attaining and achieving Anudalak Samyak Sambodhi. And he said, I lack Vimalakirti's eloquence, therefore I cannot accept the Buddha's instruction to go and inquire about his illness. We'll stop here today.
Sunam dai dhamshe zeba torna nibe jana dhamshe gananji ralong chuba ye chubim sole vadru Namda Georgia Jitin and Dana Gambjim Japaratir Kayam Abshan de Daram Yara Samzo Shanchiver and Barazan Division Georgia Gali Janam Janaba de Jajiri on the Baratir Shanchiver Shawa Joshua Gilavada Sandi Titi of the Gavrev Show Georgie Simjanakanam Janilaba de Namil Devaratir Do I can Juju Namana Barajareva Barajo Shanchivu Patana Dobsurajan Doa Kanda Jiva Dambarajar Serva Kandam Champur Jivana Tadam Dana Raptam Jomarajo Jalva Ganje Jisal of Jarate Zambu Jubayan Zufjinajan Salacham Jubat Million Daba Tadamanim Jumila Jubarajo Taye Katalatan of Janakala Javaman Dama Kanam Dine Doa Ganje Danam Jazambara Tamjalakata Dakin Chutando Deshambara Shanarab Sunadev Shanchibus Himna Namiam Jilmakir Libagan Majapara Kirpada Teta Mali Onzo Shamarav Lidam Yamada Jelly Namale Tolojanti Tinido Namzaya Jataraba Mochi Machabajan Yala Namkarato Pamitarabshan Janga Chundam Shunam Jazambara and Sonding Malarada Javarav Deva Talando Kanangulaja Doa Tamjalana Pambarabshila Shanchibujo Bayon Zoljilaja Simchan Daki Jotam Tambaram Jib Zambu Jopatana Raptanaja Mawam Karapaganda Juparabja Daki Jotam Somparagam Shilapa Teta Dana Tatam Doparasho Litang Namadana Simji Jam Jopatata Molam Jidabjal Dala Pambarando Pujobo Dab Zambu Juparab the Tumbanam
te dab da ge nam ya ye ma ya sarji ti che korma gombo nam ngon sum dab da ge de la da ma wam gar ba kan da ma jo war de da la yam jo ba je 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 jelwa nam je tam bun chun zan jam shang che je ba kan da na war je le zang bo je ba nam ba re jo ya ma wam gar ba kan da je ba je Jalbatam Jalatayam Koranam Sunamayishi Tanam Abzalanim Tatam Shirabatam Zanam Taradam Yundan and Kanjim Abzalan Tajer Dalajidana Daniela Janam Dere Jandarsam Jim Jab Sardianam Sardi Winam Jibala Janjim Shabam Jam Tavarage Tetramalin Tamjala Shosaya Chatsaman Jula Dizam Sarnia Sardi Jamso Janam Jamsoda Karaba Jamsur Jar of Demji, Sonchi and Lagamsur, Dakaraji, Jarava, Kaya, Lagananda Band, or I can just some batch of Janaya, Sardi, Sola, Tartam, Jibrevji. He's a Mashapa, Yelava, Tamchalata, Korolo, Sarnamaram, Koravaya, Deda, Kaya, Soya, Mabzala, no yet of Jim, the Jar of Demji. Awam Karabatam Chilam Jibraya, Kachi, Jim, the Jam Jibrev, Kayan, Karabat, Samantha Deda, Kaji, Chashi, Jina, Jibrevjil. Can't the Kaji, Jila, the game, the Kana, Joyala, Gemara, Gerbanam, the Jimji. Kayan, the Samataka, Jangolaba, the Chitan, the Hombarada, the Taramali, Shonam and Tamjalada. Yarava Daka Janama Golamji. Kayam Abshan Jitin, Durmanam, Abshanchiver and Baram Tom Jam Kolo, Koran, Yang and the Param Tanjantadun, Gombo can get on the Damcho. Can the Yarava Zantaladonamada, can he go in top of the Dai, can they on the Majopa Tonamada, can they chap up Shambata. Can they give them Sunam of the Dam, Chapa, Maperpa, Yashid, Sheriff have Tom Thompson and of the cave, Shanjabaton Namayan, the Berevshel. He did on Namayosa, Dabsarajan, you more than Namakan them, Jimberevshel, the Gate on Namatum Miller of Sharaja, Zambu Shabaton of Berevje. Janama Jamsa, number of Sharaja, Simpson Jamso, number of Chunama Jamso of them, Tom Sharaja, Yeshi Jamso of the Berevshel. Jamso number of Shilaja, Mulam Jamso, Yosa, Zoparevshila, Sardi Jamso, Raptam, Chipshilaja, Karaba Jamsura Macho, Jeparevja, Kaya, Disamashapa, Yalavaya, Shanchipashapa, Mulam Chitanama, Zambu Shopi, Shanchip Sardiene, Dekanam Daki, Mari, Zoparevja. Yelava can yet take the wapa, Gangamana, Ganda, Zamjim Sham, Giba de dance on Parajapapshire, Givan the Tamchilla of the Ring. Litanga Yirjanam, the Jam, Shupanam, the Janama Yodaba, Moab, Zamboki, Batch and Dava, Timder the Jan de dance on Parajap. Kanigi was on Bubshap, Sharam, Jaholagina, Molam, Japarabja, Mawam Karabak and Damajover, Dev Shava Maris Operavja. Shabatam and Sayana, my Garaji, Yundan and Johnson, Zombie Parasho, Shabaz and Melapana, Ninja, the Dam Chalawatam Jalam Sarajir. Namgim Dartagir Pachazambara, Simcha, Malim, Tayan, Division and Shatsamatam, Yumon, Tajaraba, the game, Olam, Tayan, Dezamo, Kayam Shoji, Jonam, Taiba, and Sunanjandi, Yalavan, La Pala, Adam, Devim, Jonamaja, Jangar, Daniela Kalba, Baravi. Jambon the Tuni, Shancham Chocolate, Jizura Moshan, Lanji, Damian, Talapak, Yerbana, Sonam, Dambam, Chodam, Dangero, Congress of Shulumulam and the Beat, and Son Tamjala Power and Gerard, in a Topong and back over Yen, and no one day, they am Dimerato. Tetarania Baran, they were so much in the Rayan, the Dabara, and the Zambo, they are Gendaver, Tetaramburamato division. Samiring up the Kadi Bana, I can't get she won't give she bad. Thieves on Puff Shupam, the Jelanam, near the money on the shower and yer. Yes, she done as it on Sanamada, Riton Catalanam, Don Baram, Yer, the Tom or Tom, and Boy, Mativ, Jitan, Zamburg, and Nam, Chuparam, Yer. 上去不像王中的对面人中，送你心只能盘起了点点点，上去不上天口落了的过了，人那么的当几百他们起来的，刚阳上不是不木了们的，唱啊当那顿多么老那样，的也能不然们把上天天，上去抽了四年嘛别急。见不了话我这的人见不到，跟得上不得样对不是难得，对这个感觉就是当老不是，别问的这个他们起来了的人我，第什么时候不掉了吧？他们起来见我刚来吃他们那个白的，那个给我3万的跟人讲，上不就是了的我了的，这个能去面对不是了几把难，这把他们起来这个能是啥的，我什么能玩太的同呢？别话真接上的了的着。他们只能买里蒙登吉尔瓦的时候，对他买里打给用手干，记得能吃出了心只能办不了的。家里面经过了早上个外的了，把木蛋白肯登地里去，那完的一点命问什么的，弄登白样打给别头上。天那打给弄登了头呢，这了把忙不是完成家业，不落叶都接受这那么这样，现在那么拉办把忙不接。让不是不木了们都白儿给我种子了不打给这啥白的南着为木了们给我南，个姐姐给他们这人就是我的手。刚要上不是关的我边，孙子们他一旦把钢头点，我定了手了上完南，后来没不你了头不了手，我了们结婚的东西会做，他一路跟了他们是来讲，跟得上不见不容这个的，俺说你那么麻利，懂我了。上天个什么你不神了不当，去年那么几日定不神了不当，连的那么是了等不神了不见，这得了我们那么这不是说，但呀他半子能这样话不得呢，所以半米的这都是街灯什么这了不那么热烈的不浪别个的忙都弄到的不会记心记没了半走下了说了半天，天起来刚不神了半娘来是。天了记得你不是先见了吧？我们说的也当的没了，让出来刚没了的，看着不都给自己办办着吧。真理解给了深圳不不西巴子了妹妹的真做了弄不念他跟着的大不也是那晚上做了上走上了莫给不念着的动中皮几子马拉说了完的为可惜满着的都是是说的真理在边手间可落却不念着了这样当些上买也但着盘的让的兄弟的去要你家的问题起了咱们当他的那当中将子能提的我也没了那个什么点不人们嘞，都都能这不给才能把那些人去，那把什么的呢？我的面怎把人的不错进你的勇敢上，大的写了这本写为真题玩。تفتنا مشغل درب جيب براشي جوي وما هم بنزران غرا فلما صدق